Hi everyone, welcome back to our English enrichment lessons for grade 1 with teacher Rick. So today we're going to talk and see some monsters. And we're going to see their bodies, okay? And talk a little bit about their bodies. So we're going to start with a monster that is very cute. Here he is. And his name is Mike. Okay, Mike. So let's talk a little bit about this monster. So I'm going to start by asking you, how many heads? How many heads? One head. That's right. So now we're going to see a sentence. Okay? So we're going to say, this monster has one head. Okay? This monster has one head. And how many eyes? One eye. That's right. So how do we say? This monster has one eye. Okay? This monster has one eye. And what about mouths? One mouth. That's right. So, how do we say it? This monster has one mouth. This monster has one mouth. Okay? So very easy. The sentence is always the same. This monster has. And then you say the number: one head, one eye, one mouth. So here it was only one, so no S. Okay? One head, one eye, one mouth. Now let's see another monster. Okay? So here it is. So this monster is James. That's the monster's name. His name is James. And now I'm going to ask you to look at James' hand. How many fingers? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. So how do we say? This monster has 4 fingers. Okay, here, don't forget, 4, you need the S. 4 fingers. This monster has 4 fingers on each hand. Okay, so 4 in one hand, and 4 on the other hand. Now let's look at the monster's foot. How many toes? 1, 2, 3. 3 toes. So how do we say? This monster has 3 toes. This monster has 3 toes. Here again, don't forget, 3, you need the S. Okay? 3 toes. 3 toes. Okay, very good. So now we're going to have a look at another monster. Here it is. So this is Randall. Now we're going to have a look at the arms. Remember? Arms. How many arms? 4 arms. That's it. So how do we say this monster has 4 arms? This monster has 4 arms. Here again, you have 4 arms, S. Okay, never forget. 1, no S. 2, 3, 4, 5, you need the S. Okay, 4 arms. And how many legs? 4 legs, too. So this monster has 4 arms, and this monster has 4 legs. Legs. Okay, here again. Don't forget the S. Legs. Okay, very good. Now, let's have a look at another monster. Aha, so here it's Terry Perry. That's the monster's name. Terry Perry. Okay? So, let me ask you, how many heads? How many heads? 2 heads. That's right. So, we're going to say this monster has 2 heads. This monster has 2 heads. Okay, here again, 2. What do you need? S. That's right. This monster has 2 heads with the S at the end. Okay, and how many necks? 2 necks, right? If you have 2 heads, you need 2 necks. Neck, 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 neck. But because you have 2, you need the S. This monster has 2 necks. 2 necks. And what about hands? How many hands? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hands. This monster has 4 hands. Okay? Don't forget S at the end. This monster has 4 hands. Okay? And now, how many legs? Not easy to see, but let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Not sure if you can see them all, but I can tell you. This monster has 7 legs. 7 legs. Okay, so 7 legs with the S. Okay, this monster has 7 legs. Okay, very good. Now we're going to have a look at another monster. Now it's a lady monster. Her name is Mrs. Squibbles. Mrs. Squibbles. Here she is. So I'm going to ask you, how many eyes? How many eyes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eyes. 5 eyes. So this monster has 5 eyes. This monster has 5 eyes. So 5, you need the S at the end, okay? Not 5 eye, no. 1 eye. 5 eyes. Eyes. Okay, eyes. Okay, very good. So now we're going to talk about other words that you can use. We call it adjectives. Okay? So when you talk about something, sometimes we use adjectives. For example, my shirt is orange. Orange is the color. So this is an orange shirt. So orange is an adjective. Okay, you have the shirt and it's orange. It's an adjective. So we're going to have another look at the monsters, okay, and use some adjectives. Adjectives, you can have, for example, colors, orange, yellow, blue, and other things like, for example, big. Big is an adjective, okay? Or small, or long, and short. Okay, so we're going to use some adjectives and make sentences. Okay, so we're going to go back to Mike. Let's go back to Mike. Okay, so here is Mike again. So Mike is green, right? That's the color. Green. Now, if we're going to use it with monster, okay, we have to put the green before. Okay, so look here at the example. Mike is a green monster. Okay, so you put the green before the monster. A green monster. Not a monster green, okay? No, not a monster green, a green monster, okay? Just like here. So, Mike is a green monster. Good? Now, let's have a look at James. So, James. What color is James? James is blue and purple. Some blue, some purple, right? So you're going to say James is a blue and purple monster. Okay? So when you use the adjectives, you put them before. James is a blue and green monster. Not a monster, blue and green. No. Okay, first the color, blue and purple, and then monster. Okay? Or, for example, James is very, very big. James is huge. Okay? So, if you're going to say to say something about this, okay, we say James is a big monster. James is a big monster. Or James is a huge monster. Because James is very, very big. So you can say huge. Big or huge. Okay? But always before the monster, okay? So you have big and then monster. James is a big monster. Now, let's go back to Mike. Now we're going to talk about, we said Mike has one eye. Mike has one eye, right? But what about the eye? Is it a small eye? Is it a big eye? It's a big eye, right? Only one, but it's big. So how can we say this? We say Mike has one big eye. Okay, so the big always comes before the eye. Okay, Mike has one big eye. What about the mouth? The mouth is also big, right? So how do we say? Mike has one big mouth. Or we can say Mike has a big mouth. So now we're going to see another monster. So this is Flint. That's his name. This is Flint. So what color is Flint? Orange. That's right. So how do we say this Flint is an orange monster? Flint is an orange monster. And now let's look at the legs. How many legs? 2 legs. And how are the legs? Long, short, they're long, right? Long legs. So how do we say? This monster has 2 long legs. This monster has 2 long legs. Okay? First the long, then the legs. Okay? Not 2 legs long. Not 2 legs long. No, 2 long legs. Okay? And what about the arms? How many arms? 2. That's right. Long or short? They're very short, right? Long legs, but short arms. So how do we say it? This monster has 2 short arms. Okay? First the short and then the arms. This monster has 2 short arms. Okay? Easy? So when you use an adjective, you put it before. Okay? Green monster. Orange monster. Long legs. Short arms. Big eye. Big mouth. Okay, so now just one more. Let's go back to Mrs. Squibbles. So we saw that Mrs. Squibbles has 5 eyes. So what about the eyes? Are they big? Are they small? They're small, right? 5 eyes, but they are small. So how do we say? This monster has 5 small eyes. Small eyes, okay? Not eyes small, no. Small eyes. This monster has 5 small eyes. Okay? Good. So now time for homework. So we had a look at some monsters. Some have 2 heads. Some have 1 eye, 1 big eye. Others have 5 small eyes. Some have long legs. Some have short legs. Some are green, orange, blue, purple, yellow. So your homework for this week, I want you to draw a monster. Okay? So think about a monster and make a drawing of a monster. You can do whatever you want, okay? 2 heads, 3 heads, 5 eyes, 1 eye, big eye, small eyes, 7 arms, 1 leg, 3 feet, okay? Whatever you like. Use some color, okay? Use some color in your monster. And you can use different colors. So you can have a yellow head, purple arms, green legs, 3 fingers, red fingers, okay? So first, you draw your own monster. And then you have to write 5 sentences about your monster. 5 sentences. You write, my monster has 3 heads. My monster has 1 eye. My monster has 2 fingers. Okay, so I want you to write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences about your monster. And in the sentence, you must have 1 body part, okay? Head, nose, ears, arms, okay? You can write about anything, and 1 adjective, okay? So a color, for example, my monster has 3 blue heads, okay? Or it can be a color, or it can be big, small, long, or short, okay? So you have to do this. 5 sentences. My monster has, and then the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 adjective, green, orange, big, small, long, short, okay? And then the body part, nose, head, hands, arms, legs, eyes, okay? And don't forget, if it's just 1, no S. If it's 2, 3, 4, 5, you need the S, okay? So for example, my monster has 1 big eye, no S, okay? Or my monster has 3 green eyes, okay? So if it has 3, you need to put the S in the eyes, okay? Don't forget, foot, feet, not foots, no, foot, feet, 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet. Okay, and that's it. So draw a monster and then write 5 sentences. Number, my monster has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Adjective, green, big, small, long, short, and then body part, head, nose, arms, legs, fingers, okay? And I want to see your monster. So this is your homework for this week. Don't forget, take a photo and then send it to me, okay? Bye-bye. See you again next week.